victim, or do you believe that uh, she also contributed to her own victimization?
I mean, based on the confrontation that happened at the door alone, I would say it was a very antagonizing approach, right? Like realistically, but who messes with a woman with a gun? Like, yo, you guys are crazy. Like she can't wait to shoot that joint. So it's like, what is your problem? You know what I mean? And I know that's not a secret because I know she flashes around wherever she is, but um I don't know. I do think that she probably antagonized, but again, I mean, listen, we got an obligation to keep ourselves safe too, you know? I think that the police should have like definitely made him give the baby, like made him get a baby, or like he was before they actually left and walked off. It's just a whole crazy thing. Um, but
What you think about this comment from Travel?
I mean, I can say, I mean, based on like her being fearful of him being like a man, right? Because that's what this is saying. Like the man having dominance. I can't hear you because you're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, thank you. I would say yes, but I would say
So the men
the
having dominance, right?
y- had is honestly, truly, like, if I was to really be honest, like, do we still have the overall, like, the true overall? I would say ish. Yeah. Yeah.
I would say men.
No,
And
listen.
I'll say
Hear
this
me
again.
out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. But like when it comes to like honestly today, like now mind you, when I said men overall, there's a lot of shit that like men just know, hey, there's a force, there's a wave, there's something going on when it comes to the push of, I guess you can say, not even women's rights, because I mean that shit's been around forever and a day now. I mean, women rights been around since, I mean, I was born 82. I mean, my mother's had her own career and done things in the corporate world since I was coming up. So, it's not something that I look at like as it just came about. My whole thing is it's still talked about as if like we're still back in a time where, women still had to fight for that. And it's like, I don't know when we're going to get to a point where we actually see, hey, look, accommodations have been made. Um, Now, if you really want to break it down to the real, true nucleus of it, I only talk about my people. And when I talk about my people, you know what I see? I don't care where we are today. The fact is that as much progress as we all have made, men and women, period. There's a whole lot that still needs to be done. I do believe that we got to a place where we got comfortable, we got complacent, and we just kind of stopped really pushing forward. We really stopped like trying our best to, like I said earlier, push the needle forward. We don't want to make that true progress. Now, a lot of people will say, well, this gender, as the men, still does that in its fullness. Some people will say the women do that in its fullness. I would say that's cap. That's all a lie. None of us in its entirety as black people in this country do what we supposed to do to the full capacity in which we can do it in a united front. You want to know how I know this? Because it's simple. People will be real quick to say the reason why we're not doing something is because of this gender or that gender. There's never no response of what we're not doing as a collective. It always has to be pushed to either the men aren't doing something or the women aren't doing something. I don't give a fuck about who's not doing what, and I don't care what product you care. Carry when it comes to the reproductions of people. I don't care about that. I don't give a shit about that. What I know is that if I think about our children, I don't think about just the little girls. I think about the little boys too. So the fact is that the little children are going to be the adults. And if we don't get shit straight, the boys and girls are not going to do well. The boys and girls don't do well. Do you know what they grow up to be? The adults of our community that don't do well. So, I just personally, I have 0 seconds. Matter of fact, negative 1,000 seconds for any form of discussion that does not involve both parties equally. I have no time for any of it because if I focus only on my sisters being straight and not myself, like, how am I supposed to do anything for my women? So I'm supposed to make sure my women continuously can have a reason to say the black men aren't shit, because I'm so focused on making sure y'all talking points are on point to where I don't fix me. Ladies, don't focus yourself so much on making sure that our brothers' talking points are on point to the point where you don't fix yourself. The main point of what I'm saying right now, before we get back to the video, is I think we all really need to focus on just fixing ourselves. People are so focused on like this whole gender shit, and like I could give 2 fucks about it. And I don't even cuss no more, but I'll cuss tonight. I could give 2 fucks about if you have a dick or a pussy. If you're not a productive human, you need to get the fuck away from me and everything that we are trying to do to be productive humans. Period. And with that being said,
May I?
Yes, you may get to it.
Okay. So I have a couple of things to say. Usually I ain't gonna say usually I agree with Smitty because he'd tell you that's not the truth.
I love you, baby.
So this is what I will say, right? Because even to Travel One's point, she's not speaking about how men aren't like on that type of equal level when we say as far as prospering the black man, black woman, right? What she's speaking about is the hindrance of black women, right? And I have to say that I've seen that since forever and a day. And I'm also in corporate world. So I don't want anybody to ever get it twisted. Like when we walk up in a corporate world, we have to work 10 billion times as hard to prove that we're worthy of being there. And if I don't care about the deep breaths, if you've never been there and you've never stepped foot in that, then you have no idea what that's like at all. So that's the first thing I would say. Secondly, not even to point fingers, but the difference between like what women speak about on this platform in particular, because nobody speaks about this shit in real life, right? And what black women and black men speak of, the difference is that I've never heard a black woman try to tell a black man what he shouldn't do as far as progressing in life. Again, we spoke about this. So, I mean, if y'all want to take a look back, like a couple of lives back, I've spoke on this. There has been an abundance of black men telling black women what they shouldn't do because it's too masculine. because our skills are too up to par for them to handle that. And though they don't have the fucking skills to even match the skills of some of the women, like myself, they're called masculine and shunned because they don't know how to do that shit. So no, we're not the same as far as the way that in which we talk about each other. Black women don't tell black men what they shouldn't do or progress in life. Actually, we're telling them motherfuckers, yo, go do some shit with your life. To be 110% honest. But you have a lot of black men that say to us, hey, you know, don't do this, don't do skills, don't know how to fix stuff, don't know how to do this, don't know how to do this, as a hindrance to our progress and what we want to do. When these motherfuckers can't even do that shit. I can teach them how to do things that they've never even seen in their life. But because I'm a woman, I shouldn't do it. And that's the fucking problem. And if you a weak ass man and you listening to this shit, shut the fuck up. Go pick up a book, get on YouTube University, pick up some skills, do something with your life, and stop being worried about what a woman does. And get you a woman with some real skills that's going to be able to teach your children and generations to come how to do something. And if you're too weak to handle that, move the fuck along. And that's period, point, and blank.
Now, that right there and what you said, absolute awesome. Like, I mean, that's what's up. Like, bravo. My love. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out at what point do either like on the men's side and even the women's side, do we finally not say our plight was worse than yours?
When a man grow a bigger sack of balls. Because the talking points are coming from them. The bashiness is coming from them.
I just, again, I don't pay attention to who bash who. I don't care who. I get it. Like, again, I want you to see. Now, let's see if you're really focusing on what is best for us as an entirety of a community. I'm saying it directly. My love. At what point do we stop focusing on whose plight is worse? At what point? The fact is,
it's gonna come a point to where men, right? Because women ain't worried about men progressing. The belittling of women is trying to get us out of the partnership and more into like I don't know, like fucking house slaves or something, like crawling on the ground or something, like being fed dog treats. I don't know. There are men out here that are too insecure with no confidence, trying to basically make women not want to do nothing. I'm telling you what it is because I'm watching it and I hear it.
All right. So I'm gonna try again.
Nobody listens to women, so it doesn't matter. And luckily, I'm not a woman that could be brought down. I'm telling you, forever and a day, I'm gonna fight for my whole entire life, and I'm gonna stand up for what I know is right.
I bet.
But I'm telling you what the point is. The point is that there has been a lot of belittling, and like you said, because honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Your talking point of what you said before I spoke sounds like Caucasian people, how they speak about slavery, is how you just spoke about women's rights. Oh, we gave y'all like a little bit of accommodations. Like, yeah, we understand that. Good looks on that. But like, can y'all not? Yeah, you did that. You did say that. Anybody that heard him say that, put a 1 in the chat, please. Oh my gosh, we could remind us. All I can say is,
I saw. Wait.
You said we gave you accommodations. You said accommodations were made. That's exactly what you said.
All right. So, but yeah, I mean, a large part too is I only said a piece and a portion. You can't hear only like 17 out of 35 words I'm going to say.
Everything you said.
I just stopped.
You can listen, y'all can keep your accommodations. We're going to make our own. And at least if you're going to make accommodations for us, so it'll be a little less salty when you do it. You know what I mean? It ain't like, yeah, go do something, but like, fuck how y'all do it. Don't do it like that, though. Don't do it like that. Like that. No.
That's what's up. All right, so cool.
But anyways, let's keep going because I can speak.
No. Ain't no anyway. Let's keep nothing. No, we're not going nothing. We're going to stay right here. I'm going to get my piece off. Yeah, I'm gonna get my piece off on that. All right. So again, it's real simple. The only thing this man has said the entire time is this: the day that the black community, look, in a nutshell, I'm going to paraphrase it. I'm going to put it all in a nutshell. Here we go. The day that the black community gets everything together, the day that we actually start to move the needle forward again, is when we stop trying to figure out whose plight is worse. The whole like, oh, women got it worse. I mean, okay, all right, we can just only focus on that.
I
The
never said
fact
that.
is, no one's never said you did. I am repeating what I said from my brain only. Only my brain. The day that we get things together is the day that we stop trying to figure out whose plight is worse. The day that the needle starts moving forward again is the day is the day that we actually recognize and realize it's not about what black women been through, what black men been through. You know what I think about? What have our elders been through and neglected of? What have our children been neglected of? We keep on trying to think about us. I ain't even thinking about me. That's the last thing I'm thinking about when I talk about everything I'm speaking about when we talk about this subject. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about the entirety of everything. But folks only want to respond on exactly one thing because it's anecdotal. It's like, no, I can only relate to my personal pain. That's not how you fix a community. You know how you fix a community? We have to actually look at all of the avenues that actually affect it. Let's think about your home. If you have a plumbing problem, if you have a couple broken windows, and let's say your furnace is not working, okay, boom. You can't just say, all right, I fixed plumbing, the house is great. No, you still got 2 busted windows. And you also don't have no heat or air because the furnace is busted. See, it's an entirety of the home in which we got to take care of and really think about. Now, when I think about the black community, I think about it in the same way. I don't think about it just on like, oh yeah, black men been through this. I don't give a damn what just we been through. What just I've been through don't fix nothing. If I get online every day and only talk about what I've been through, I'm not fixing nothing with my community. If I get online and I only talk about what you all as women been through 24/7, I'm not going to fix shit. You know what I'm doing? I'm just making one particular group feel good every day they wake up. I'm just a mojo. That's it. I'm not bringing no solution. I'm not bringing no nothing. I'm just making one particular group give me some like emojis and some like, you go Smitty. I could give a fuck about that. I don't care about that. I really do care about the entirety of us all. The entirety. The fact is that in order for our community to push the needle forward, for us to get to the next first down, for us to get to the next end zone and touchdown, for us to win the game, for us to have something prominent and predominant for our children and our grandchildren to come, we have to think about both parties in this, the grandfathers and the grandmothers, the mothers and the fathers, the brothers and the sisters, the nieces and the nephews, the sons and the granddaughters. All of us have to be included. Okay? So if we're going to talk about something like this, this is something that I want to be continuously brought about and spoken about.